everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple days since I've been on here, but there's been a lot of news. I haven't strayed for anything. I just wanted to take some time off the YouTube thing. And I've been busy on Mopar Insiders, so I figured I'd come on and talk about some big news that happened this past week. As for marketing, so Stellantis is trying to gear up for a 2025 comeback. The National Automotive Dealer Association had a big convention down in New Orleans this past week, and Stellantis was there with most of their executive team for the US, and it was pretty interesting. They talked to dealers. There's been a lot of conflict with the dealers and FCA US. There was a survey that went around last summer, and it went to not just Stellantis dealers, but went to all different types of dealers. I'm talking Chevrolet, Ford, Lincoln, Kia, all that stuff. And when the surveys came back, 72% of the 600, and I think it was there was over 600. I think it was 630 dealers, Stellantis dealers, said that they don't trust Stellantis as as an automotive maker. They don't trust them at all. And it was kind of eye-opening because on the actual dealer, how they scored the automakers, Stellantis fared the worst by far. And it was a big eye-opener for the automaker. So they have a lot of work to go through. At that time, Carlos Zelingas and Carlos Tavares were running the operations here in North America. Carlos Zelingas was the COO for North America. He's been since out the door, and Antonio Filosa, who's the Jeep CEO, came on board to run basically North American operations. And then Carlos Tavares left in December. So now the team's really getting together and trying to push forward with an all-new plan, because obviously 2024 didn't work. They were 15% down. There's a 15% decrease in sales over 2023, and it was just devastating to the dealers. Dealers cannot sell product. They were blaming Stellantis because they weren't putting enough incentives on vehicles. They weren't helping them out with programs. The customer base is upset because they got rid of products that they liked, and they're pushing this whole EV movement on them, and vehicles prices are too high. So we're starting to see a whole bunch of changes with vehicle pricing and all this stuff, more incentives and all this stuff going on. But they're doing a whole different marketing campaign, which is very different. It's very old school, something we haven't seen with Stellantis, and something that we really haven't seen even for most of the FCA years. We're going back probably to what Stellantis or FCA did in the early 2010s. And that's a whole different type of marketing. So there's 3 different tiers of marketing. We're going to talk about that, but I want to go through Jeff Comore. Sorry. He's the U.S. retail and commercial senior vice president for Stellantis. And he had this job for a while, then they moved him to do something else, and then now he's back. But he made a boastful statement down there at the convention, and he basically said, we're going to have the most epic comeback in automotive history. And then he spoke to the automotive news down there, and he said, hey, keep an eye out on us all year long. He goes, you're going to see incremental improvements. You're going to see momentum. He goes, you're going to see sales gains. He goes, the dealers got our back. We got their back. And he goes, I feel like we're starting to gain their trust and optimism back. He goes, 2024 was just not where any of us needed to be. So, I mean, you can say all you want about optimism, but it's how you're going to execute it. And they have a pretty good plan. So he talked about there's 3 different tiers of marketing that the automotive makers use. The first one is tier 1 marketing. And what tier 1 is your national advertising campaigns. So television, social media, and other kind of mediums. So tonight, or I should say last night, because I'm shooting this on Friday night. Friday night we actually seen Ram release a teaser video for their upcoming Super Bowl commercial. Now, this is tier 1 marketing because it's a national campaign. So I did an article this past week about Stellantis is going to show 2 Super Bowl commercials for 2025. That's 2 more than what they showed last year. They didn't show any last year. And Stellantis has been known for having, or not just Stellantis, but FCA has been known for having huge Super Bowl commercials, very successful commercials. Like here on the background here, here's the Groundhog Day one with Bill Murray with the gopher, right? Or not gopher, but the groundhog. And I keep saying gopher from Caddyshack, but anyways, the groundhog, right? So, anyways, that was a super successful commercial. They had the imported from Detroit in 2011. That was a huge commercial with Eminem. They had Clint Eastwood. That was another one. God Made a Farmer. The Dodge Wisdom ones with the old people for the 100th anniversary of Dodge. There's been numerous campaigns that have been hugely successful for the automaker. But last year, Carlos Tavares said, we're not doing the Super Bowl ads because we're not doing any auto shows. We're not doing any kind of marketing because we need to save money because the UAW strikes penalized us. So that was back in late 2023 when the UAW went on strike because of their agreement. They wanted a better, a tentative, or not tentative, but an actual agreement. And they basically said, we need to cut costs and save money. So we're not doing Super Bowl ads. Now, keep in mind, this year, ads, Fox is actually going to show the Super Bowl. And the interesting thing is they sold out all the commercials spots, all right? They went for over $7 million for a 30-second spot. So it's crazy. Advertisers were required to commit to larger advertising packages to secure a spot during the game. So making Stellantis a dual brand approach a significant investment. So that's $14 million at least they spent on these 2 ads for Jeep and Ram. Now, Jeep's ad's going to play earlier in the game, probably in the first quarter, and then Ram's is going to play during the second quarter. So the interesting thing is, Ram showed off a teaser of that commercial that they were basically going to do, and it's going to play. It's going to be a comical one. So you can see here, it's got the 3 bears. There's a chair for Papa, there's a chair for Mama, and there's a chair for Baby. You can see here, this is the back of a Ram RHO, a Ram 1500 RHO, and it says Baby Bear on the license plate. So it's going to be Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Now, if you are familiar with Ram's marketing campaigns, they hired Glenn Powell from Top Gun Maverick and Twisters. He's a pretty famous actor now, but he is playing Goldilocks. So I'm going to play you this 21-second teaser commercial, and then we'll talk about it.
Don't worry, baby bear. I'll bring it back. No, I won't.
So you can see that little ad, that little teaser. They're building up for something really big on the Super Bowl, which is next week. So the interesting thing is, this commercial's been up for 10 hours now, and it's only got this teaser, I should say, it's only got 1,600 hits, which seems really low on Ram's YouTube channel, considering they have 136,000, subscribers. So just weird. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's Friday, but definitely weird. So, if we go back, we're going to talk, that's Tier 1. We're going to talk about Tier 2. Now, Tier 2 is your regional and your metropolitan areas. So basically, like here, for the last 40 years, as long as I know, Ford has always done regional commercials. So like they will do specific commercials for Detroit area. So they always have these commercials. They show different incentive pricing, and they'll say, visit your local Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Everybody knows those commercials because they play them all the time. Check out your, they used to say, what was it, however many dealers they had, your 32 Metro Detroit Ford dealers. So that was a big thing when I was growing up, and they still do it to this day. They don't tell how many dealers they have, but they still say your Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Well, now, again, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram have not done this for years. like absolute years, and they're going to go back to it. So California, like LA, Detroit, New York, Miami, Austin, Texas, they all have different kind of like marketing campaigns because they're different regions. Everybody has different taste in vehicles. Obviously, we have snow here in Michigan, so our vehicles might be like, let's say, a Dodge Durango with all-wheel drive, and we might have different incentives on that vehicle. And in California, they might be all about Jeeps and stuff. So they're going to do a lot of different marketing campaigns with dealer groups and stuff to kind of like really push for those areas. So that's going to be very big, and different incentives for different areas. So they have their regional business sectors where they give out different incentive programs, and that's what they're going to kind of push. So every market's going to have its own kind of campaign. Now on top of that, they're going to do tier 3 marketing, which is marketing efforts by individual dealerships. Now, this is where it becomes really interesting, because they have said, Stellantis can provide targeted regional advertising that resonates with more local markets. So, in the past month on YouTube, I've been running into these ads that keep popping up for dealers that aren't even close to me, because I'm always doing research on stuff online for Chrysler stuff. And I found these Dodge commercials that keep popping up since the Dodge Charger Daytona has been rolling into dealers. So, I'm going to play you one of them. But here's the interesting thing. You're going to see a very similar commercial, the second commercial, and they're tailored to specific dealerships. And what you're going to notice in these ads is you're going to notice that they have different vehicles. They're not the same vehicles for each dealership. They're tailored for that dealership. And you're going to see the VIN number. So if you go to get a newspaper and you're looking through the ads, nobody gets a newspaper anymore, but if you used to, there would be a VIN number next to the vehicle that you're looking at, or a stock number. And it would tell you, this vehicle is this price. These commercials do that. So the vehicle that they're showing is the vehicle that's on that lot at that dealer, nowhere else. So that pricing's specific for that vehicle. So I'm going to play you the first commercial, and then I'll play the second one, and you can kind of see for yourself.
Discover your new Dodge, right now at Hallmark Dodge. Come lease a 2024 Dodge Hornet for $498 per month for 48 months. Or check out the 2024 Dodge Durango, lease for $681 per month for 39 months. Or lease a 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona for $1461 per month for 48 months. Now during Start Something New sales event, visit us today at Hallmark Dodge.
This dealership's in Birmingham, Alabama. If we go back, you can see this Dodge Durango right here. This is the VIN number right here for this specific Durango. It tells you right what it is. It's a look at GT Plus model. There's the VIN. This is how much you have to have down for 39 months. No approved or unapproved credit. 0% security deposit required. You have to have $6,045.57 due at signing. And then this includes first month payment of $681. Total payments are $26,542.23. Must finance through Allied Financial. Selling price, so this is what they're selling it for, is $49,650 plus tax, title, license, and dock fees. Dealer dock fee are extra. Offers assume that these paid at time of sale. Leasee responsible for maintenance, repairs, excessive wear and tear, 20 cents per mile, over 10,000 miles per year. Early lease termination fee may apply. Option to purchase vehicle and a lease is $27,361.50. Offer cannot be combined with any other offers. Residential restrictions may apply. So basically, if you see this deal and you go to that dealer, it might not apply to you if you don't live in that region. It says here, available on in-stock units only. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires February 3rd, 2025. And this commercial came out 6 days ago. So you can see here that they're really trying to tailor this to this specific dealer. And you'll see the next one, and it's a totally different dealer. It's from Miami, Florida. And the cars are different on there. They're only going to show 2 cars this time instead of 3, but they're going to show you 2 cars. and then you can read the same kind of thing down on the bottom. So this vehicle, like I said, it's right to the VIN number. It tells you everything that you need to know. It all matches up. So this vehicle's at this dealer. It's just like how you used to open up the ads and actually see like a stock number and stuff. Same kind of difference.
Discover your new Dodge, right now at Brickell Dodge. Come lease a 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona for $788 per month for 48 months. Or check out the 2025 Dodge Durango, lease for $600 per month for 39 months. Now during Start Something New sales event, visit us today at Brickell Dodge.
So anyways, you can see that this commercial is from Miami, Florida. It's a totally different kind of ad, meaning like the vehicles are different. Again, they're specific to this dealer. You can see here, Charger Daytona RT with just heated seats. Basically, it goes through the same thing. Here's the VIN number. This is that for this specific vehicle. And you can see if you want to purchase this vehicle at the end of your 39 or for 48 months, so basically what, 4 years, this vehicle is going to be valued at $25,391.60. And right now it's for sale at $67,680. So, all right, but these are the kind of commercials that we're going to be getting for regional, actual specific regional dealers. So that's kind of cool. But they've been popping up all over YouTube. So yeah, that's the kind of marketing that they're doing. And then also what we heard was a very interesting thing. They're going to refine their marketing strategy, and it's going to be complemented by a focus on product development. So he actually said that we're exploring powertrain opportunities, getting ourselves back into segments that we had exited, and we plan on we're putting our product in competitive positions and improving our quality. So, for example, we just had the Wagoneer S show up to dealer lots, but later this year we're going to start seeing the all-new Jeep Cherokee, a more like affordable version of the same platform of vehicle. It's going to look a little different in that. We're also going to see the Jeep Recon, which will be an electric version at first, but we're hearing hybrid model later. But the new Cherokee is going to be strictly a hybrid model. So we're also going to see the new Charger this summer. That's going to have, obviously the new Hurricane inline 6 motor. So that's a 6-pack model. That's coming out in the summer. So they're going to try to switch it up so it's not going to be that whole EV thing. That was basically them saying, hey, we're looking at powertrain opportunities, meaning, hey, we're getting away from all the EV stuff. We're going to have EVs. They're going to need EVs for certain segments in certain areas, but they're going to try to push through with what the customer really wants. So that's big news. It's a lot different than what Carlos Tavares was doing. It's a lot different going forward. And like I said, the interesting part is they're actually listening to people now. So will it change for the better? Hopefully. But this is big news. So hopefully they can start making good sales. January is done now. So we only got 2 more months and we're going to actually see the first quarter results. Hopefully they can do something. Problem is, interest rates are still high. Trump just came into office a week ago, but it's going to take several months for interest rates to start to lower down, and hopefully with a boost to the economy, we might see, if interest rates come down to like 3 or 4%, guaranteed vehicle sales will take off, especially with incentives right now. Ram truck incentives are nuts. I've seen $12,000, $13,000 on the hood of Ram 1500 pickups right now. So that right there actually has pushed them back to where they were in like 2019. So that's right where they should be competitively. We've seen the Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer, which have had terrible sales in 2024. Actually, the Wagoneer sales have been up. Grand Wagoneer sales were down. But honest to God's truth is they're overpriced for where they are in the segments. So Antonio Filosa has come in and basically lowered the price by like $7,000 on select trims. The only interesting part about this is, what are they going to do for the customers that bought those vehicles during that time period? Is there going to be some kind of like initiative for like a discount on a future vehicle? Are they going to cut checks for them? We don't know. So if they're really looking at, really getting that customer to, like, buy into them again, and now they're cutting prices on vehicles like Gladiators and Wagoneers and Grand Cherokees and stuff, how are they going to make those customers that feel like, hey, my vehicle is worth $7,000 less now, come back and buy a new vehicle? So that has yet to be explained, but I'm sure we're going to hear something soon. We're supposed to, hopefully have a new CEO soon. So hopefully this new person will actually get, on the ball and start helping out with getting the company organized as well. But we've seen a lot of big changes coming forward very quickly. So anyways, make sure to check in with Mopar Insiders every day. We got 3 to 4 articles a day on there. Check back. I'm going to have a video every day this week on this channel. And we're also going to have I'm looking at starting a diecast channel. I know a lot of people don't like the diecast stuff on here. And some people love it, and some people don't like it. So I'm looking at doing a separate, actual diecast channel. So that should be pretty cool. So let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.